Hey, hello, General Anatomy and Physiology hybrid crew. We are in the middle of this week of brand new content. As you know, this week for lecture, you'll have a respiratory system presentation and some heart stuff for lab, and that's it. There's no other assignments. But the respiratory system stuff is fairly deep. You have to know the anatomy, which we will also support with lab next week. But you also have to know the physiology, and there's a lot of things involved in terms of the mechanics of breathing, partial pressures, how carbon dioxide and oxygen are exchanged, and how the pH is regulated by things like breathing, how carbon dioxide and hydrogen are linked. And now you know your knowledge of hydrogen and where it fits on the pH scale will come into play. So that's all stuff that we had in the chemistry chapter. So hang in here with me this week. So for a lecture, you've got respiratory system at the end of the week or at the beginning of our next week. On Monday, when we see each other in lab, you'll have a 10-question respiratory lecture quiz. Also in lab, you'll have a 10-question heart PDF image and blood flow quiz. So for lab this week, we'll turn our attention to the structures of the heart. And you learned a lot of that stuff in lecture last week. So this should be some good cross-pollination. So please learn the images. And you'll also have a series of problems that ask that you know how blood flows through the heart. And the parameters will be to start on the right side of the heart, which will either be the superior vena cava or the inferior vena cava, and then end your way up in the aorta. So you'll have to pick choices that have the sequences or the structures in the correct order. And there are lots of different structures. Some of them are chambers, some of them are valves, and some of them are vessels. You'll have to be able to put them in order. And there's dozens and dozens sample problems in Canvas for you to take a look at those and to practice. So please know it 100% backwards and forwards. And I know you can do this. Also, since we're starting the last half of class already, take a look at your grades. If your grades are not where you want them to be, or more importantly, where you need them to be, then you have to make a change. You have to do something different. And if you don't do anything different, then your grades are simply not going to change. So this is the time. We've got a window of opportunity still where there are still good points left to make changes with how that stuff is in the grade book. And remember, you're in this class because you need the material. So 3 years from now in program or beyond, no one is going to care about your grade this semester, but you have to get through this class, and this material will go with you forever. So please be checking your emails on a regular basis. I'll see you in class next week. 2 quizzes right away in lab, 1 10-question over the respiratory system, 1 10-question over heart images and PDF. And then next week in lecture, we'll do the digestive system and the respiratory system, but that's next week. For now, focus on respiration for lecture and heart for lab, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you, crew.